Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wizard101 video. Today, I'm going to be going over a recommendation I got in the comments. That I would like to say, I never said it was a bad recommendation, sir, alright? I like your recommendation, I just don't know how much everyone's gonna like to hear what I have to say. I mean, you know what? Whatever. I'm making it. Too late. Whatever. I mean, I need... This video is fair to be up on my channel anyway, and that is what Astral Spells you should get. Basically, Wizard101 guide to Astral Spells, that kind of thing. Because, yeah, I feel like it's pretty important to know which ones to use, which ones are not, is worth it, whatever. So, I need to sneeze. Give me a second. Alright, I sneezed violently. I'm back. Astral Spells. Sorry. Let's get on that topic. So if you didn't know, at around level 50 in Celestia, there is a new type of magic that was introduced to the game. This being Astral Spells. They were added, they were the first actual new school added since the, since the original 7. And they were a very large addition to the game, and it completely changed the way that the game was played altogether. There is 3 types of schools with Astral Spells. There's Sun, Star, and Moon, all varying levels of usefulness. And we're going to get into it now. Now, there is some Astral Spells later in the game. For example, you get more in Zafaria, you get even more in Azteca, and then finally you get the last kind of thing of spells once you reach the Arcanum and reach level 110. Then you can go into the Astral Spell Teacher and learn some spells. So let's get started. First things first, the Sun School Trainer. This is going to be your most useful trainer, most definitely, and that is because there are enchants. Now, you can find it not in the base Sun School Trainer over here, but in the one in the Floating Land. Over here, past the guy. Am I going to walk all the way there? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm going to walk all the way there. That trainer gives all of the enchants up to Gargantuan. And the reason why these are useful is that they boost the damage of your spells by an amount. These are probably one of the most important things in the game. If you don't have an enchant, you're not doing it right. A spell without an enchant is pathetically weak compared to a spell with an enchant. And really, it is just incredibly worth it to get. Now, the other Sun School thing in Celestia, Keen Eyes and that line, is that worth it? No. And the reason for that is that you can see here it gives plus accuracy up until finally the last spell gives plus 10% pierce. The pierce is okay, but I think the accuracy leaves a lot to be desired, and the reason for that is that most schools over the level of 60 have 100% accuracy already, so they don't need that extra bonus. They would only do this for pierce, and you can't enchant a spell with both unstoppable and enchant as in a damage enchant, so there's really just absolutely no reason to do it. That is the Sun School Trainer in regard to Celestia. Excuse me, sorry, let me take a drink so I stop dying, like, at a rapid rate. Alright, I'm better now. Excuse me. Let's continue on. The reason why I came to Azteca is you actually get, excuse me, why am I so, let me just clear my throat very aggressively. Alright, I'm back. I cleared my throat very aggressively. Now we're here. In Azteca, you get new astral magic. They give you different astral magic that is incredibly useful to do. Trust me when I say it is actually worth it to get. You can see here, you can unlock the trainers through the quests. This is the Moon School Trainer. Don't like that one. This is the Sun School Trainer over here. You come over here, and this gives you probably the second most useful in the game after enchants, which is Sharpened Blade, Potent Trap. The reason for this is that it allows you to have blade stacking. It allows you to have feint stacking. One of the most useful astral spells in the game, besides enchants, which will boost the damage significantly. So really, these are just incredibly useful to do. And just all around pretty pog champ. We're gonna go back now to now we're gonna go to the Arcanum, and I'm not gonna show this for all of them, probably just the Sun School. But you can see here, you come into the Arcanum and the door. And now this guy will sell you some, he'll sell you actually, oh, this is perfect. I can go over the different types of things. Well, he'll sell you every school of magic, but specifically, he'll sell you certain sun spells that are pretty useful, such as Radial and Primordial if you're a healer, but otherwise, in regards to Sun School, you want to get Indemnity and Aegis specifically for bosses that remove feints and remove blades, that kind of stuff, like specifically Rattlebones in what's it called, the Rattlebones Exalted Duel. It is incredibly useful to bring Indemnities and, or sorry, is it Indemnities or Aegis? I think it's no, it's Aegis is the trap one, okay. And those are incredibly useful to get. Also, you can get Epic, which is the last stage of damage enchant. And that is really it for the Sun School. Honestly, Sun School is probably the most useful out of all of them, I would say. Really the only spell you don't want to get is the Keen Eye's Unstoppable line. Those are just really not that useful. Is there an upgraded version? Like an even further upgraded version? Flawless? Is that it? No. I was trying to see if there was like a extraordinary. All right, so that gives more pierce. I still don't. It's not really that useful, to be honest, but it's all right. Next, we're gonna move on to the Star School. Now, the Star School has a lot of tempting ones, right? You have Fortify, which is minus 15% incoming. You have Amplify, plus 15% outgoing. You have Vengeance, which gives you plus 20% critical rating. You get Empowerment, gain 1 pip from incoming spell. This one isn't really that useful, but those are the introductionary? I don't know, that's a word now. Those are the introductory, oh my god, I can't say that word. Fuck this. Those are the basic spells in Star School. Now, I'll be completely honest with you, I don't think any of them are that useful. I see a lot of people using Amplify and a lot of people using Fortify, and the reason why I don't think this is useful is, look at it, right? Plus 15% outgoing for 4 rounds. What's wrong with this is usually you're only using 1 attack spell in 4 rounds, which means it's only a plus 15%, which is vastly inferior to a blade. At this level, you can already double blade and then, then Fire Dragon or whatever your 7-tier equivalent is, all that stuff, and really it's just not worth it to waste that round doing an Amplify or a Fortify when you could feint another time or you could blade another time. It's just not worth it. Vengeance is in a similar vein, but now it's even worse because realistically crit, as long as you have like a decent amount, you're gonna crit almost 100% of the time. So it's really not worth it to get Vengeance in the slightest. I'll be completely honest with you. Now, the later Star Schools, you can see that they have some more. Specifically in Zafaria, you can get Berserk, which is actually a bit more worth it. You can see it does plus 30%. That is similar to a Blade. I'm actually going to train that because I need to get to Frenzy. You can see that's a bit more worth it. And then you have Mend, which is outgoing healing. For a life, that could be pretty useful. I could see why you'd get that on a life. Now I'm going to go to the Azteca Star ones, which these ones are a bit more worth it, I would say. I would still probably not use them very frequently, but I would definitely get it just in case you want to use it. You can see it gives plus 25% damage. That's not too bad, and it gives an extra little bit of power pip. A Cycle of Life is definitely worth it for lives, but you can see pretty good. And then obviously you want to get Primordial as a life, without a doubt. Really, those are just definitely worth it. And then finally, when you come up here, obviously you want to get Radial. I'd say Magnify still isn't really worth it, but Frenzy is definitely something you want to get as an attacking school, because that plus 40% is really good, actually. Definitely, a lot of people do it in 2 rounds with Detritus and stuff. I mean, I don't really know why, because a Blade would be more worth it. It's this weird thing. I see Wizards all the time using Frenzy first round, right? Well, guess what? If you used a Sharpened Blade, it would do plus 45 outgoing damage, not plus 40. Don't really get it. I think that most of them are probably just dumb. But, you know, whatever. It comes down to it. Some people just aren't built smarter. Now, for the last school of magic, which is Moon School, let me just tell you, just don't get it. It's not worth it. You get polymorphs, you can see, and then you get shifts. Really, none of them are worth it. You may wonder why I've trained all of them. The literal only reason I trained was so that I could get the Master of Shapes badge and the miscellaneous badges. That's the only reason. It's just not worth it. They haven't been updated since they were released, and none of them really do a lot of damage. A lot, like the polymorph gobbler, for example, it gives you 5,000 health, which is actually usually a downgrade nowadays. And the fact that the polymorph gobbler has a lot of taunt spells, which they work, but they're not as useful because you only have 5,000 health now, which is significantly less than if you had, say, 8k, whatever. But that's really all I have to say, is that the Moon Schools are just not worth it. But that is really it for today. I think that video is pretty fair assessment on the stuff you want to get. So just to go over it again, you want enchants, you want basically all of the Sun School things, except for Unstoppable, that line, because Sun School is very, very useful. And then you might want to get Star School for Frenzy or your Azteca Bubble. But that is it. Thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like, hit the sub button. If you found it useful, do the same. Appreciate all the support recently. And yeah, I'll see you next video. Have a fantastic day. Thank you all for watching.